Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Quit. Go. Try this.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
It is Friday, my dudes. TGIF, everybody. Welcome to the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. My name is Josh Corey, and I am joined this morning by two of my very good friends and co-hosts right here on this little show. Starting off with Mr. Walter Johnson. You may know him as Flat Earth Head here on YouTube's. Walt, you find your mute button, and we'll just try to figure out exactly how the hell you're doing today. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine, and I did find the mute button. Thank you. Good morning. Fiat Lux. It is Friday, my dudes. We did it. We made it through another crazy week. It just get crazier.
Mm-hmm.
We still got some left for this year. Come on, 21. Come on, 21. How are you guys this morning?
Oh, I'm doing all right. It's been a quiet, uneventful week since Tuesday, so that's good. No word on the house, no word on much of anything again, just real quiet, real uneventful. So there's that, at least in my world. Apparently there's been lots of stuff cracking around the world. Hunter Biden, all kinds of crazy stuff. Things are, I don't know, seem to be approaching a very strange precipice.
Who?
Exactly. But enough of that nonsense. Let's introduce Mr. Zachary Zabala, or he may be also known as Good Times for All here on the YouTubes. We refer to him lovingly as Too Nice for Rice. Zach, how are you, sir?
Hey, Josh. Hey, Walt. Hey, everybody out there, and we're TFR land.
Sure.
Everybody. Man, it's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday. That threw me. I don't know what day I thought it was. I'm still not really awake yet. But yeah, when you said it's Friday, my dudes, I was like, oh shit, it is Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah. 1 week in 1 day.
1 week in 1 day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Still wish I could have made it.
I'm not even giving a presentation, and I'm still like, I don't know.
Well, that's what's awesome about these things is I bet you everybody who's going is like, because it's just such a huge energy boost. It's such a big event to be able to get together with all these other people and flat earthers and like minds and be able to just relax and actually be yourself. I think that's what's most appealing for a lot of these people is that they don't have to put on the airs of normalcy that they have to do with all the other normies running around there. They get to surround themselves by like-minded people and actually relax and have conversations that they want to have. That's huge.
Yeah.
I bet you they're real excited.
It's the family reunion that you actually want to go to.
That's a good tagline. Flattoberfest, the family reunion you want to attend. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's I don't know. If you've never been to one of them, you got to get to just even a meet up with 10 people there. Just to experience it. It is. People you've never really met in person before, and you get together and you find out, hey, these people are exactly the same as they are when they're on the YouTube. We had a couple Flat Earth gals come by and cut Bob and Cammie's hair from the Greenville area. And she told Cammie the next day, she's like, yeah, you guys are just real down to earth, normal type people. She's like, well, yeah, we're just people like everybody else. It's weird. You get this, I don't know, when you see somebody on the screen, I don't know what it is. It's like you think they're almost not human anymore. Like it's a persona that you're seeing up there on screen, because that's what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's from years of programming.
Yep.
Zach. That's years of everybody on TV is better than you are. Everybody on TV is cooler than you are. Everybody on TV is something different than you are. So you listen to what they say now.
They wouldn't be there if there wasn't something special about them. Something makes them.
Exactly. It was weird though. She knew who I was. That still throws me every time that happens. I'll meet somebody. I'll go to introduce myself. Oh, my name's Zachary. And, we always, all us internet people, we throw our YouTube handle out there. And I didn't even get good times for all out. I was like, my name's Zachary. I'm good. She's like, yeah, I know who you are. Come on. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird feeling.
I see Barrett Snyder in chat has noticed that everybody has a wrench. That's funny. Well, interestingly enough, almost none of our audience has a wrench. Only the very small core group of listeners, the Iron Scouts, and then the hosts, we have wrenches, but we had to go through and remove 90% of the wrenches that we had. So if all you're seeing is wrenches, that just speaks to the devotion of our listeners.
Right. That mod crew is here for sure, and we appreciate it, man. And as promised, we started getting those back out and trying to get some of the normalcy back into the chat area so that if and when we do have any problems there, we have some very able-bodied people on board to handle it. Oh, man, and Allison Briscoe just typed about the karaoke. Man, y'all are going to have Flat Earth karaoke and I won't be there. I miss karaoke. Karaoke used to be my life, if you're new to the show. Before I started, the other show as well. In fact, that's kind of what I did. I gave up karaoke for Have No Sphere a long time ago, and I've been missing it bad. And now that I want to go back and do it again, you can't. Like, nobody's doing it. All the people that used to go set up and do it are not doing it any longer because of our lovely world we're living in now. In fact, 2 of those people are now car salesmen. Interestingly enough.
I want to try to get it recorded for you guys. I don't want to do it on my phone, though. That'll sound like crap. But in Denver, when they did karaoke after FEIC, I was blown away. The talent that this community has. I don't know why I was so shocked. But good Lord. One girl made me cry singing Fire and Rain. I was just, I don't know if it was all the emotions and everything, but I ain't heard that song in a while, and the way she sang it, she was about to start crying while she was singing it. But just the talent. People were singing like Dean Martin and
that's awesome.
I mean, like way back, and they just covered like all these different genres and everybody could sing. I was going to get up there and sing, and then I started hearing people sing. I was like, no, I'm not getting up there. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to be the one to destroy all this. But no, yeah, it's amazing. The people are so talented.
I'm right
And
there
getting
with
up
you,
in
Zach.
there and singing their own songs, even songs they wrote and stuff. Just so cool.
I'm right there with you because I can't carry a tune in a bucket. So I don't ever
Yeah.
want to get up there and pollute the sounds and just bring the overall rating of the karaoke down, being such a bad singer. But then when I sit down, I can really appreciate the people that can't sing. When they get up there and do it, I appreciate the courage and the passion and the desire to just want to do it and be able to let loose and not give a shit. So it doesn't bother me when people get up there and aren't super professional, don't sound super polished. They get up there and just themselves belting one out. I love that. That's the real. That's that true stuff right there. And I can really dig that. I just don't want to do it myself. But I like to watch it. That's for sure.
Shout out to our buddy, the Alan Holman, live producer extraordinaire, pointing out some karaoke channels for me. Yeah, man, look, that's kind of what I do. If I'm not playing my guitar here, I'm usually on somebody's YouTube channel that has some interesting karaoke versions of songs I like to perform. So I appreciate that. I'm definitely on top of that, my friend. I'm like those people that need to sing. I need to do it. It has to come out or it makes me crazy. So I grew up singing since literally birth with my family. So I just noticed our buddy Adam asking you, Zach, if y'all are going to do a cover of Country Roads. I'll be there. I'll do that third part harmony for you. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
I said it's got to be all of us. I can't do it.
Oh, I'm ready.
I played it. I got the music. It's recorded. I sent it. But yeah, I'm not going to sing it by myself. I tried it like 4 or 5 times, and it just sounds like garbage. I don't
Well,
want to
those
put
of you who keep
years through that.
right, all of you keep poo-pooing your own voices and your abilities. Look, trust me, I understand. It truly was only about, let me think, when did I start that crazy crap? I guess 8 years ago, about 3 years before Flat Earth hit, something like that. That, being brave enough to actually get up in front of people and do it. It's one thing to be in your car and jam to all your favorite songs or, cranked up something on YouTube. It's one thing. But to actually get in front of people and do it when you don't feel like you have that ability or that whatever, to do that, it does take a lot. And once you get that feeling, it can get quite addicting. Trust me. Again, there were literally weeks I went
4
7
drinks.
times. Yeah, you got to have a little liquid courage. That's all that is. Liquid courage, and you're ready to go. But there's a guy, right?
You ever notice that?
It helps you not care, at least, for sure. There's a guy that Steve Vai took vocal lessons from, or it may have been a lady. Oh, Lord, this has been years ago now. When he put out, Steve Vai, guitar player, you may not know him, but he's a guitar player, not a vocalist. And yet he put out an album with him singing vocals of songs he had written, which was pretty well done. And it just came from this thing of letting go of the fear. And I know everybody like, oh, well, even if I had the fear gone, I couldn't do it. And you'd be surprised how much fear changes your abilities. It really does.
Just that tension in your chest and your throat.
Right. All of that.
Yeah,
it's true. So if Steve Vai can do it, who, he wasn't known for his voice, anybody probably can. Anybody can, really, truly. I've had friends that just said they couldn't do it, and they finally got in there with us and hopped up on, there with me or with somebody they felt comfortable with, and before you know it, they're up there by themselves, calling people up, getting the group songs going. They're the leader of the group, so yeah, you'd be surprised. Just a little taste of that energy, and that's really where it comes from, is the exchange of energy. Because it's one thing, like I said, to get in your room and sing along to the radio. It's a whole different thing to sing with people enjoying it or even not enjoying it. Even the negative energy can be good sometimes. Ask Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, energy is energy. Guess you take what you can get. I've always appreciated that that sense of humor, though. just the kind that might offend your senses. Can't have that these days. No offensive comedy anymore.
I always sang a John Lennon or a Bob Dylan or somebody that didn't have the pretty voice. You know, I'd pick out one of them, not Joe Cocker or Janis, because they put too much love and soul into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the John Lennon, a Bob Dylan, somebody with a crack, like, oh, hey, you know, one of those voices, then it doesn't sound so bad. But yeah, I don't try to hit notes and hold harmonies, and I'm a baritone.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was in a high school musical, and we did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And of course, since I can't really sing, but I was in the theater at the time, they wanted to give me a role and kind of round out my credits for the International Thespian Society. So I actually took the role of the Pharaoh, which, if you've seen it, is just basically a character of Elvis, who was another one that couldn't really sing all that well, but was real popular anyway. So it worked out well.
Elvis could sing like an angel, man.
Maybe.
In my opinion. I mean, when you listen to some of his gospel stuff and things like that, because he started off as a gospel singer in church, in a choir. But yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of Elvis' stuff is like the talk and his older stuff but when he was young, man, Elvis could hold a tune. All the drinking and drugs, I'm sure, had a lot to do with his voice leaving, but yeah, at a younger age, I'm just saying, Elvis could sing. My opinion, at least.
Maybe I just think he's overrated. Maybe I don't think he sings as well as his popularity shows.
Well, no, I think he's like the Stephen.
Here we go. Here we go. Walt, time for Walt to weigh in on his history.
I'm metalhead, country boy, whatever you want to call it. And I grew up with Elvis. So bias, probably. But going back over the years after I had left it, moved on, found other kinds of music, going back to it, found levels and layers of it that I didn't even know were there. So yeah, Zach, you're there, brother. I mean, some of the albums he did that were not even popular, you know, like you said, the Christian albums, the choir song, I mean, the hymn songs, things like that, just phenomenal. And some of the people he had working with him, the vocalists in the bands he had, yeah, pretty amazing voices, pretty amazing. So now the spectacle and the extraneous crap that he brought along with him definitely overpowered a lot of the music. But that again happened with a few people that's no longer with us. Their fame or their whatever, their legend, if you will, overtook the reality of their actual music, their actual performances, their actual talent. So I don't know. He was awesome till he died. That's what I think.
LC King says he's heard that Elvis is still doing rounds in some small country clubs. Which is interesting because I think I just saw last night somewhere on Facebook, someone snapped a picture of Tupac down in Cuba. Living high on the hog.
No, I think they killed Tupac. But I don't know. I never really did a whole lot of research on that, but his whole Illuminati album, I know that had to piss off some people.
Yeah.
I think he kind of, didn't he start his own label? And started making songs that were not about killing other black people and...
You're asking the wrong guy. I wasn't a huge
hoes.
Tupac fan.
I know there was a movie that I intended to watch just to see the quote unquote story behind all that, and I never watched it, so I don't want to comment on something I don't know a thing about. Apparently, Dad says Tupac is in the room right now with us in one reality. Anyway.
Yeah. Alan says he barely knows anything about Tupac either. Aside from the one or two most popular songs of his that I might recognize. After a couple beats, I don't really know too much about Tupac.
Yeah, I just know that last album of his is he called it Illuminati, and he got a lot of blowback from that one, from the record companies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I never dug in like I probably need to. Shout out our buddy Allison Briscoe apparently came in second place to Elvis. She's showing her age though by telling us that when he was stationed in Killeen. I know he was over there in the other, during the at the end of the, I don't know what era it was when he met old Priscilla. I should know all that stuff. I grew up with it. But yeah, that's crazy. Go Allison. I'm impressed. Speaking of music, this afternoon, we will have an interesting YouTube time, maybe possibly being the fact that we have now been reauthorized to be a monetized channel over there on the tubers. Don't know who likes us now. Maybe they changed management at the top. Maybe they all became flat. I don't know what happened there, but they've graced us with their abilities, powers, and whatever. So who knows what could go on this afternoon. At first, I was kind of like, oh, man, well, we got to be careful about playing music and da-da-da-da-da. And now I was like, you know what? I don't care. We didn't care before. Why would we care now?
Nope, I'm just not going to monetize any of the videos. Just because we're eligible for monetization does not mean I've got to monetize jack shit. Any commercials you see on our channel, it's either because we were monetized and thought it might be a good idea, or we played copyrighted music, and they are playing commercials on our stuff now, which is usually how most of it goes.
I was about to say that's usually how most of it goes, is they're getting their money off of our show. So
yeah, I've never monetized a video, so if you ever see a commercial on mine, it's because somebody's claimed a copyright.
Alan says it was an Elvis impersonator. She was in the 4th grade.
Hey,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, really, if you want to win the talent show being Elvis, you really just need to nail the costume. Swing your hands around a little bit, get the hips pulsating.
That's right. You get your costume right, and you get your movements down.
You're good.
And you just baffle them with bullshit, and it doesn't matter what you sound like. But whatever. I will say I do enjoy a nice blue Hawaii on occasion. Whatever that's worth. Probably the only alcoholic drink my grandmother ever drank. That's not true. She liked raisins in her gin for her arthritis. She'd soak raisins in gin for like a day, and then she'd just kind of munch on the raisins the next day. She said it helped with her arthritis.
Yeah, buddy, my mom did that as well. I'm like, yeah, you get enough alcohol in you, you'll stop feeling any pain.
That's right. Everything stops hurting eventually. Well, we're down to about 3 minutes left on this first segment.
No, we are not.
Isn't that nutty?
Wow, we are.
I'm telling you.
Guess you weren't lying.
That weird Ironworx time dilation.
Cool.
I know.
Well, I guess
I'm
we're
almost awake.
Yeah, I got coffee waiting for me in the next break already, so I don't have to go anywhere. We can hang out through this whole commercial. Let's just
Sweet.
stay.
Let's just stay. We'll talk over them.
Well, there's things that we could bring up, or not, because we kind of talked about not lettucing the other day. I don't know. We're kind of figuring things out. I don't know. We're working through some changes.
Well, because you really hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of the funk that I was feeling, the staleness. It's like we're in a rut. I really enjoy Space Lettuce. I really enjoy being able to laugh at this crap that the normies eat up every day.
Right.
But it does get to feel like we're just sort of going through the motions and just putting in our bi-weekly, twice-weekly installment of headlines. And this show could be a lot more than that, even at 4 a.m. So we're just trying to figure out how best to reformat, I guess. Trying to come up with other things, something a little bit different. And so if it feels like we're just sort of treading water, that's
so many croutons you can pile on that lettuce pie to make it edible.
Mm-hmm. After 3 years, it just, look, lettuce, space lettuce, yay.
We even have things crashing in our heads, but in the sky above our heads right now, even as we speak, or maybe it already happened. I don't know, but that was one I saw like 83 times go through my news feed yesterday.
Yeah,
and I thought, cool. So that really means absolutely fucking nothing. That's the point. It's just all air at this point that I'm blowing out of my mouth because it means nothing to my reality anymore.
It's just to keep people in the back of their mind, space, 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 space. That's it. My mom, we were talking about NASA the other day. She's like, I'm really starting to question whether or not they really went to the moon or not.
and that's how that works. Incrementally sometimes. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. All you gotta do is plant the seed. Let nature take its course. This has been segment 1 of the Ironworks. Stick around for segment number 2 coming up right after these quick messages. Josh, Walt, and Zach hanging out with you right here on the Ironworks on Truth Frequency Radio.
It's amazing how people have been raving about ILife all over Facebook. They've been posting their testimonials just because they want to get the word out because it's worked so well for them. If you're not familiar with ILife, it's a 99% pure CBD oil, but the secret is the synergy between the hemp and the ayahuasca vine, the non-psychoactive component of the ayahuasca tea. We recently received an email from a wife whose husband has Parkinson's. For the first time, he's been able to sleep through the entire night. Another customer reported that they're no longer using NSAIDs because their tennis elbow has been relieved with ILife. The reports have been phenomenal and much more than we ever expected. Everyone should have access to this. That's why if you head on over to ILife.com right now and use coupon code TFR, we'll give you $5 towards your order. And we'll even ship it worldwide. That's ILife.com, AYA life.com.
Poor water quality is a major health issue, and it's only getting worse. Municipalities can't keep up, standards have dropped, and pollutants are increasing. Where does it all end? It ends by keeping the pollutants outside of your home with HydroCare's advanced systems available at Wave Home Solutions. No less than the best purification materials and processes have been developed by HydroCare to provide you with healthy, clean water for drinking, cooking, and showering. HydroCare far surpasses the competition in removing chlorine, odors, iron, lead, chemicals, limescale, and much more. Don't settle for less when it comes to your water. We'll take care of the toughest water problems you, whether it's from a city or well source. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 888-997-WAVE. That's 888-997-WAVE. Or go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
We exist in the security and comfort of our worlds. Paved paths, lights, and manicured lawns give us peace of mind that our world has been tamed, and we are its master. But other worlds exist on the edge of our sight. On the edge of our awareness, the shadows move. The woods fill with the unblinking eyes of the nightmares our ancestors warned us about. Some of us have stumbled into these forgotten realms, whether on purpose or completely by surprise. I'm Brent Thomas. Join us on the Paranormal Portal Friday and Saturday nights from 10 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time as we journey into the world of the paranormal phenomena.
Enter the Paranormal Portal if you dare. Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
And welcome back to the Ironworks. Second segment kicking off right now. Josh, Walt, and Zach, fully caffeinated, wide awake.
That's how mummies are going to sound when they rise from the dead.
That's right.
They're just going to walk around doing that.
Brendan Fraser better watch his ass.
That guy fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, he did. It almost seemed like he was too smart to continue the game. He seemed like a relatively down-to-earth kind of guy. And I think he sort of got the score and just slowly backed out.
Like, I'm not going to give you my firstborn child, so I don't want another movie.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Then, yeah. I could see that.
I mean, granted, he probably missed out on other blockbusters such as Encino Man, but what are you going to do? He did a couple... Nope, I don't think he did do anything I really liked. Trying to think. He was just a little too goofy. Too much of a caricature, seemed like.
Yeah, like the sidekick, almost.
Mm-hmm.
He was never really the lead role type of character. Well, he wasn't a very good actor.
No.
When he had to be emotional, I don't know.
Seems like there's something I liked him in, but I don't know.
Like a good person, almost.
Yeah, he did. He seemed like he was reasonably educated and just too smart for it all. Said it's not worth fame. I'm not willing to sacrifice all this stuff just to be a popular actor. It's not worth it.
Man, y'all are dissing Dawn's boyfriend. Just letting you know, she's upset about y'all talking so bad about Brendan. Just messing with you, Dawn. Oh my goodness. I thought that his character in Encino Man was quite rounded and robust. I'm sorry, I'm being silly.
Yeah, his dialogue.
Don't wheeze the juice. Don't wheeze the juice.
Red Mobile. That was like his longest line in that movie. Wheeze the juice. Yeah, he didn't say a whole lot in that one.
Nope. Didn't he do a movie with a flat Earth map in it? He did Journey to the Center of the Earth. Wasn't that it? Wasn't he like the professor in the beginning?
Maybe so.
At the very beginning, and in his little office, in that like opening scene, I think he's got a AE map somewhere on his wall.
Did you see that Amelia Earhart video? Oh, I don't want to do these guys injustice and not say their name right. They've been around too long. I've been subbed to them too long. So I'm not even going to say it until I know it.
Okay, well, let me know because I missed it, apparently.
But they did it in Amelia Earhart. I'll drop it in chat. Flat Earth, Banjo, USA, Japan, and Brazil. I wanted to get it all in order and right. Yeah, they've been around a while. They've been doing this, awesome channel. But they just made a video, Amelia Earhart. Was she silenced because she knew about FE? There are multiple pictures, well, at least 2 different times, that she was with Admiral Byrd. And Amelia was always complaining about the inaccuracies of the Mercator map. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's weird. I'll drop it in the chat right now. But it's a great one. It's 26 minutes. I know for some people that's like, a lifetime. But it's really good. Yeah, and it asks just some interesting questions and goes over like her route and all that kind of stuff, and the maps that were coming out around that time because of World War I and World War II coming up. There was a lot more planes flying around, and they needed more accurate maps so these people weren't getting lost out in the middle of nowhere using incorrect maps. And that's when the Gleason's map came about. And they sent it to like every library in the country for people to be able to go look at and this and that and yada, yada, yada. Then I think it was 1957. Believe it or not. What happened around then? NASA, Antarctic Treaty. Yeah, right around that time, they started removing them. So yeah, check it out. The Amelia Earhart. I dropped it in chat down there.
This is something I've heard for quite a while, actually, that it was believed that Amelia Earhart flew out over to the outer lands or disappeared trying to prove the shape of the earth, something to that effect. And I just assumed it was more artistic license than anything. People just sort of filling in the gaps with their own version of what may have happened. And just said, well, this makes sense, so we'll just run with it. But that's interesting. I didn't realize she'd been hanging out with Admiral Byrd, complaining
maybe
about
Byrd told her where you could get, out. I don't know. Or she's another Stephen Hawking, this or that, yada, yada, yada. Einstein, just another part of the story.
Another sacrificial idol to be propped up and then torn down?
Wait, a reason why you shouldn't go and try to fly across Pacific and all this stuff. Why, it's best to leave this stuff up to the professionals, to the scientists and the military and people like that. You just go about your day and do your job. Don't try to be like Amelia Earhart, or you'll end up like her.
Now, that would be a good novel. An alternate history of Amelia Earhart. Just kick it off right when she leaves for her final flight. And you can just pick up the story however you want from there.
That would be cool.
If I had time to do the research, I would. I would write that book.
I have a scary story I've had since, like middle school. One of my buddies was real bad at writing and making up stories. And since when I was young, I was like a professional liar. I was good at it, So I helped him write this story, and I've wanted to turn it into like a book ever since. But it's about a mailman who gets bit, gets rabies, wakes up in a cornfield wearing a scarecrow outfit, and goes nuts and just starts killing people on Halloween.
That's
I don't know. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the mailman trapped some woman and her child in her car and left them stranded there for days. Like, I think I've seen this one before, Zach.
Cujo. Yeah, that's my scary story though that I made up.
I never got
that. I always just thought would have been a good one. The whatever that got bit and got rabies and just goes crazy. Even though I don't think that's how rabies work.
Hydrophobia is what they call it. Why it's an irrational fear of water? I don't know. But apparently that's part of it. That's why they foam at the mouth, because their mouth is so dry, because they don't drink water. I don't know. It's weird. Anybody else thoroughly unimpressed by Cujo?
The movie or
yes,
the book?
The movie. Not the book, the movie.
At the age I saw it, it didn't do anything for me. I guess if I'd have been a bit younger, perhaps, it would have been a little more scary. But
yeah, it scared me. I was like 6, 7.
The book, however, is a whole different world. As with most Stephen King novels, what the book is about is not really the story of the dog. It's just convenient to turn that into the monster of the movie. The story was really about the relationship of that man and wife, and what resulted is them being trapped in that car. It's not what the story was really about. I don't know. That's usually what his books are. It's really not about the monster involved. It's about how people are reacting to their own internal monsters that are brought forth by the situation. But that's just me. I'm a Stephen King fan.
Walking the mile, walking the mile.
Used to be a Stephen King fan.
Yeah, he's the one author. My mom's read thousands of books. You know, she'll sit down and knock out a 400-page book in no time.
Right.
She has learned how to read books so well that, you know, she'll know, okay, I can skip this chapter. This is the throwaway chapter. They're not going to say, or she'll skim certain parts and be like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay. She's gotten good at it. So when she reads, it's kind of like a movie to her almost. You know, she doesn't get every little detail. She's not in love with this book, but she knows the stories and all that stuff. But Stephen King was one of those authors that she would read every word and she never would finish the books. She would get to the part like little over halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, and then she would be done. And I think it was the last one she tried to read of his. And now she doesn't read it anymore.
Needful Things, I think was the last one I read.
It's probably still one of my favorite books ever of all the other authors I've ever read because of, I don't know, again, the perfect age when I read it, the timing of when I read it, the timing in my life of things that were going on when I read it. It was just the perfect book. And then later, as that expanded out into the mythos of the Dark Tower, which was a true story if you've never read that. Now, that's hard to say, read that, because number one, it's like a 9 or 10 part series that also encompasses pretty much everything he's ever written. So if you're not a huge Stephen King fan and haven't pretty much read everything he's ever written, it's difficult to know the depth of the Dark Tower stories. But anyway, really good stuff. Really good stuff. If you have some time and you want to figure out some things, there's a lot of hidden secrets in this true story of the Dark Tower. And yes, Diva, I'm a huge Kuntz fan as well. And Odd Thomas was an amazing series as well. Thank you for that.
And Dark Tower was one of those that sort of encompassed all the other stories, wasn't it? Wasn't the one that kind of tied everything through and ran a little thread? I was saying,
if you hadn't read all of his stuff, then you're just wasting your time, really. I mean, you can enjoy the story for what it is, but if you don't know the backstories of a lot of the characters that are developed in other books, some characters that come in from other books, like again, the mythology of other books that fit into the whole, it's just, to me, he wrote truth. And what was crazy, I met someone, like just as I finished that series, I met someone else that I didn't know at all, and they had just read the series. And the first or second thing they said to me was like, "Oh my God, you read that? That was a true story." So yeah, I'm not the only one that knows it was a true story.
That's good stuff.
So what do we have going on this evening?
Oh, you never really can't tell.
What do we?
You never know what the hell we're going to have going on Have No Sphere. Kicking off at 5 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. GMT. However, due to the funk that I was in earlier in the week, I decided to take some proactive steps and try to work myself out of the funk. So rather than continuing to not book any guests, I decided to make an effort at least. So there's a good chance that tonight we'll have Brendan Daly pop back on. We've not spoken to him in at least a year, if not longer. Not since his Mars video came out. We put that one out there. But he is helping.
Got his hands full.
He has his hands full. He's already has children, but he's also dealing with a newborn baby. And also dealing with a wife who's now 9 months pregnant. So his schedule's a little wonky. But
how would any of that keep him from being here?
Are you kidding? Just keeping her pregnant would keep him from being there. Jesus, that guy is breeding an army, is what I told him when I asked him.
Right?
But hopefully he'll be able to pop on at least for a little bit tonight. If he said if he doesn't, then it should be next Friday for sure, which may be just as good, because I'm also relatively certain that I've got Billy Zaguris booked for next Friday evening to come talk about his book, The Elusive Curve, which I know was a request from the chat that we get Billy Zig on. So ideally, we will have that accomplished on Friday. So it may be that Billy comes in with Brendan, but they're pretty good pals, so that won't be an issue. I know Billy is actually a moderator on the Future of Flat Earth Facebook page that Brendan runs. So they are not unfamiliar with each other.
That's going to be awesome. Yeah, if you haven't read The Elusive Curve yet, it's a good one. It really is. There's not... I mean, when it comes to flat Earth books, there's only a few to choose from, the fictional ones, you know, that aren't like the zetetic measurements and all that kind of stuff. I only know of two, really, so far. You have Douglas Falk with The Voyage.
Shout out Douglas.
Which we've had him on here. Yeah, we've had him on here talking about that one. That was a great book. Can't wait for the next one to come out. Big shout out to Douglas. Love you, man. And we haven't had Billy on yet, have we?
We have not had Billy on.
We've been meaning to for a while, but we've been meaning to do a lot of things.
Our friend Robert Page in chat says that Billy Zig just debated Mark Globey Drysdale and smashed him. I've not had a chance to listen to it. I know John Savage clued me into it yesterday.
Yep, he sent that link to us. We just haven't had a minute to look at it. But thank you for that, Robert.
Yeah, I'll definitely be listening to that today at work. Let's see, what the hell else we got going on? Jeez, we're just sort of treading water here, seems like.
We're just playing catch up here and there, kind of relaxing for a Friday. Apparently, we're not throwing enough truth around on our show today for Tisner. What you think? We apologize there. Tisner, it's just a chill Friday. Come hang out with us more often and you'll see.
Yeah, he must be new.
We kind of take it easy here. We're pretty aware of things and are just kind of going with the flow. I mean, we'll throw as much truth out there as we can, but we can only, throw so much out there when it becomes redundant at some point, and we're just preaching to the choir. So, but definitely, if there's something you'd like us to check out, I've gone over to that channel that you suggested, and it looks to be very familiar to those of us who've been looking at the sky for all of our lives. There's lots going on. You mentioned the picture Josh used there for our background and some of the things revealed in that. There's actually a photograph that our buddy here on the show, Zach, took. Oh, man, it's been, a year ago now? Year and a half? The blue and the red pictures? Zach, of the face in the sky. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that was out in Arizona somewhere. Gosh, where was I? I wasn't even in a town. That's when I was camping on BLM land. I was out in the middle of nowhere, heading to somewhere. Yeah, that was eerie. I don't even have those pictures. It's on Twitter somewhere, I think, is where I put them up. But yeah, it looked like a giant alien in the head in the sky, just like looking down at you.
Right, indeed. Wow, apparently Tarmo, again, not real pleased with our stance today on the show. Sorry to hear that, Tarmo.
Yeah, no offense taken. None at all. Robert says, I should do a debate.
Wow, you should do a debate.
See, the trouble with that is,
Yeah, kind of like what we're talking about right now with Tormo and Tisner, that we're kind of just, it's become part of our lives, so it's not needed to, I don't know. It's hard to even explain where I feel like I am now.
If I were to do a debate, I think I would
thing
want to
about
mix
a
it up.
debate, though,
Go ahead,
you
Zach.
need to debate somebody that actually knows both topics.
Mm-hmm. Which is the way debates are usually run. When you walk into a debate, you don't know what you're debating. You don't know what side of the issue you're going to be debating. They tell you that at the debate. You don't get to prep ahead of the debate for your stance. You find out your stance on the debate at the debate.
We're saying.
Mm-hmm. I could debate the globe earth. Absolutely. I could debate the flat earth. Absolutely. Do I think I could find a globe earther that could adequately debate the flat earth? No. And then with debates, you have rules, and there's just all sorts of procedural things that for an actual debate to work, it's required. It's just beyond me. I really do prefer more conversational style. I think I could change minds and hearts a lot easier just sitting down and talking to somebody than trying to actually just have a debate.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's all right. Threw me off. I saw you joined, and I thought something was really weird.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear anything. I don't know. It was weird. I knew you were talking because it cut off like right in the middle of one of your sentences.
Weird.
Yeah. Skype.
And don't worry, Tarmo, we appreciate any criticisms of the show.
As well as Tisner, and just giving you crap because it's Friday and that's just kind of the mood we hit the show with today. I gave our email address there. I hope I wrote it right because I was really in a hurry. Yeah. For Tarmo to get in touch with us, he has a potential presentation that will melt our brains. And if there's anything we all are welcoming fully is a brain melter. That's kind of what we all need.
Here's something melted my brain a little bit. The cell phone company, Nokia, just awarded a contract for $14 million to provide 4G cell service to the moon.
Oh, my goodness.
4G to the moon. It says Nokia secured $14.1 million in funding to deliver 4G connectivity on the moon as a part of a broader NASA program to land people on the astronomical body and establish long-term research facilities. Yeah. There we go. Can you hear me now?
So they want 4G on the moon.
But not 5G.
They don't have a soul up there.
Not one effing person. But we got to spend $14 million on cell service for nobody?
That makes sense. That's a worthwhile endeavor. 14 million. It's just 14 million. That's not even a quarter of a day. That's just over 6 hours of our budget. No big deal. I don't know. See, it's stuff like that. That's why I don't. Yeah, the space lettuce thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, it's great, but then you hear shit like that, it just pisses you off. $14 million. Urgh. I don't know. We are so close to our
We are
halfway
quickly on the break, sir. You are correct.
60
we have
seconds.
hit it almost dead on the money. So really quick before we go to break, I would like to shout out to Tarmo and Tisner to go check out a channel called Casey Josh, KASEY JOSH, from back in the day, some of the earlier sky watching videos that really show some of the things you're talking about. Just we worked on getting Casey on the show. He was in our chats quite often, and then he just kind of, it was almost like he got a little frightened of coming on the show almost. I don't know. He and I emailed back and forth a bit, and then he just kind of was reluctant at the end. So maybe, I don't know. Like I said, go check it out. It's up to you guys. But we are like right there at a break. My goodness. So I guess we're going to take that break.
Absolutely.
And we're going to come back with some more non-truth, apparently. Damn it. Damn it.
Yeah, we should be hearing music right now. Anyway, this is the Ironworks right here in TFR. Josh, Walt, and Zach will be right back after this.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
Dueling town halls. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. President Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden took to the stage separately last night in 2 town halls at the same time.
We have the strongest economy in the world. We closed it up. We are coming around the corner. The vaccines are coming out soon, and our economy is strong.
The GDP will grow by $1 trillion more than it would under Trump, and 7 million more jobs than under Trump.
The dueling events likely giving some Americans whiplash as they tried to watch and listen to the 2 candidates. NBC's Savannah Guthrie questioning the president in Miami.
They tried to take down a duly elected sitting president, and then they talk about, will you accept a peaceful transfer? And the answer is yes, I will. But I want it to be an honest election.
ABC's George Stephanopoulos putting questions to Biden in Philadelphia, including this one about expanding the number of justices on the Supreme Court.
I have not been a fan of court packing because I think it just generates what will happen. Whoever wins, it just keeps moving in a way that is inconsistent with what is going to be manageable.
So you're still not a fan?
Well, I'm not a fan. I then say it depends on how this turns out.
The final debate is next Thursday. The Senate Judiciary Committee sets October 22nd as the date to vote on the nomination of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he'll put the nomination on the floor the next day. That's October 23rd.
Fox's Chad Pergram. The White House and Democratic leaders are still negotiating over a new COVID relief package, but the two sides on one agreed on thing yesterday. They will include a national coronavirus testing strategy in the bill. And rising jobless claims helped push stocks lower yesterday. The Dow lost 19 points. America's listening to Fox News.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
Well, that was supposed to fade out, but apparently I didn't mash the button right. So, yeah, we'll just let that play out. Because really what I wanted to do was something like that. You know what? I'm really going to have to get a second computer.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Not used to having my soundboard on my broadcast computer where I got to click on the screen every time I want to play a sound. That's a pain in the ass. It'll have to get changed. Anyway, welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx. Where'd you sit in here?
Every time.
Go, Zach, go.
Every time I hear that Roddy Piper, I think of Karen B. Every time. Just because it says it on her YouTube thing, like her about page. I'm pretty sure. Or it's her saying on Skype or something. I'm all out of bubblegum. So I just want to talk about Flytoberfest real quick. There is a Friday meetup happening. It's at a park across the street from where the venue is going to be. I think it starts at 4 p.m. There is a video on Karen B's YouTube channel about it. I think she put it up yesterday. People are going to meet up and they're going to have some food and all that kind of stuff. Somebody actually rented the pavilion at the park there. So it's, it's for other people can't just come up and blah, 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 blah. It's reserved. And then after that, across the street at the Shriners Hall, there's a bar there, and they're going to be doing karaoke Friday night as well.
Nice.
So anybody showing up, if you're in town Friday night and you're looking for something to do, head over to the center where it's going to be, the hall, and just right across the street, there's a big giant parking lot, plenty of parking, and that's where there's going to be at least one meetup that I've heard of so far.
Well, that's awesome.
The link, if I'm not mistaken, I am not. It is in our show description here on YouTube, and I can include it as well in our show description over there on TFR, so that you may be able to go ahead and get your tickets if you have not yet. So, unfortunately, during the break, we talked to our bosses, and they said we can't. Sorry. Oh. Sorry that we're having so much fun with you guys in chat. It's just rare that we have anyone that's
unfamiliar
pushing our buttons in the morning. So it's fun, and we're playing along with you guys. And truly, it's all in fun, and we definitely are open to pretty much anything here. And if you haven't listened to our show, we'll pretty much talk about anything here. We don't have censors. We don't have bosses. So just, there's numbers you could call, but I don't know if that's going to be easy at this point with
TFR is easy. I can pull up the flat line relatively quickly.
Easy?
Well, call line's already up. I try to keep an eye on that.
Then it's 213-233-3998. That's 213-233-3998. Call now.
Or there's a toll-free number, 833-TFR Live.
833 TFR Live. So if you want to give us a call, Tisner, or not, it's up to you completely.
Or
I've also dropped a link there to Casey Josh, one of his videos that I had there, topping out my list. I believe it's either the one with the moon melting, or it's the one with the moon like flying around in the sky. Because again, if you pay attention to the sky, it's pretty much got a lot of things to show you and tell you. And it's pretty much why they keep us distracted with all these fucking screens, so that we don't look up at that sky, which has so many portents and clocks and signs and just all kind of goodies up there if you pay attention. So, sorry.
And if there's any truths out there that you would like us to discuss that you think maybe we wouldn't, throw them in there. We'll discuss them. There's nothing I won't talk about. I have no bosses.
Well, she's not awake. She's not awake yet.
Shut up. I got no bosses.
Mine's still sleeping too, don't you worry.
You ain't the boss of me. Cash me outside. How about that?
Yeah, mine's laying down inside. He already went to the bathroom this morning, so you can't boss me around for a little while.
There you go. Shout out to NYC Boy 0156, hanging out hardcore in the TFR chat. Man, you are a warrior, a beast to be hanging out in the TFR chat. It's kind of tumbleweeds, unfortunately, this morning, these early mornings. We kind of have navigated people over to hang out easier with us to chat over there on our YouTube simulcast. So if you want to go hang out with us as well, NYC Boy, I will drop you a link right there in the TFR chat. Not that I'm trying to pull you away from there. You enjoy that solo chat all you want, sir.
But it is a pretty sleepy room over there this time of day.
It's sleepy. It is sleepy for sure, for sure.
But there's been some issues with getting the stream to play and being able to chat in the chat room. So as a result, we wanted our listeners to be able to actually hear us. So we thought we might have to do a simulcast beyond TFRlive.com. So we are also streaming live on YouTube and Twitch.
And that's also thanks to kind listeners like you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It would only be possible with the help and support of our listeners and patrons over there at patreon.com. Because that's how we restream everywhere so that people can hear us better. So you don't have to miss a single exciting moment. Almost had it with a straight face. No, not even close.
Not even close.
And what
I need to do a live stream here pretty soon about something. I don't know what though. Thing of winter gardening. I got books on that. I don't know. I just been in a funk about making videos.
Yeah, I know the feeling there, sir. I've kind of gotten to that point myself. Of course, I had gotten there already just from lack of being able to do what I wanted to do with funky systems that I've been running. So, but I'm kind of at a crossroads electronically. If that's a thing. I need a new phone. Horribly bad. No, okay, wait. No, let's take that back. My current phone that I'm enslaved to is breaking. So that requires me to enslave myself to another phone in this society. Does that sound better? Okay, so I don't want to do that. I'd rather just throw it away. But unfortunately, I'm connected to all of you lovely people through that device, unfortunately. Now, granted, I have a pewter thingy. I've got a laptopy thingy. All those things can connect to you too, but the phone is pretty much done exactly what they wanted it to become a vital part of our lives that we can't let go. So now I'm thinking get a flip phone, get a tablet, and just move on from all this crap, not worry about making videos and all that stuff, because at this late date, things are kind of where they are. So I don't know. I'm like just talking and hanging out with you lovely people is amazing, but just the drive to make videos and do all the things that we were doing for the 4 years or 5 years that we've been doing them, it's just kind of like, I just rather get to know you people instead of, trying to suck in the people that aren't even interested anymore. The people that care are here, and the ones that don't, why attract them at this point? That's kind of how I feel.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Hopefully we'll get Rob on tonight. That'd be awesome.
That would be a nice change of pace.
Little perspective from the edge. Yep.
I've also dropped a link for a video that our buddy Tisner I'm sorry, was it Tisner that gave us that link? It was Tisner gave us that link for a video from Kevinson channel there on the YouTubers. I've included the link there in our chat so that it's an actual link. And just for anybody else who's trying to drop links in the chat but aren't able to because they're not wrenched up, just separate that .com at the end there of the link, and it should paste up. And if it doesn't, then you did it pretty good there, and we managed to get it into chat for everybody. Apparently, Tisner has been banned for speaking the truth, so it's unfortunate. It happens here on the tubers. They don't like that.
No, they don't.
Definitely, as I said, friend, it seems like we're sticking you a lot and jabbing, and it's not intended to be anything negative or ugly. It's truly in love and fun, and just it's nice to have something shake up the monotony of our sometimes monotonous mornings when we're when we're all three trying to do coffee and wake up and talk. So sometimes those three things don't work out, waking up and talking and hanging out. Man, see, right now it's not working out. My mouth is gone. I'll shut up.
But we're glad to have you here one way or the other. We're, again, always open to constructive criticism. Any ways that we can improve, we're always looking for. Seems like I've done something like this before, or NASA has done something like this before. But apparently they took telescope data, because they're not images, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros. The telescope data. So they took the data, and I guess they started assigning sounds to different data points.
Oh, wait, no, they did not even.
Sonification.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So now we don't just get images from space, we get soundscapes.
That's right. That's how you know it's real, because this is what the Milky Way sounds like.
Do they just... I'm calling horseshit. Bullshit.
Well, isn't that something?
Not buying.
So when did they get this remix of the, what is this, the solar system?
I think so, yeah.
Because, man, when I had my CD of the solar system back in, like, what was that, 92, 91, 92, it sounded, that was the, like, electronic era, I guess, when the solar system was using its keyboards on the heavier, like, industrial grindy sound, I guess. Because now it sounds more like, I don't know, the birds are dressing Cinderella. I don't know. That was crazy.
NASA has produced musical marvels from our galaxy using a technique known as sonification, the process of translating data into sound. The project turns X-ray, visible, and infrared light data gathered from far-flung parts of the Milky Way by 3 NASA telescopes into audio. By translating the digital data, which takes the form of ones and zeros, NASA has brought to life the galactic center, the rotational center of the Milky Way, with a peaceful, tinkling soundscape. Other, more dramatic audio pieces represent the remains of a supernova called Cassiopeia A and the pillars of creation, towering tendrils of comet dust and gas. Image data for the project has been taken from NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, the Hubble Space Telescope, and the Spitzer Space Telescope, all of which record different regions of the light spectrum. So it goes on. There's even a full video. The one I played was only 60 seconds worth of audio. But yeah, that's it.
They've been adding ification to a lot of things.
Absolutely.
I've never... Spaghettification, sonification, what was it?
That's it, sonification.
Sonification. I'm going to start looking for more ifications. I guess, what was it, quantum? They were putting that in front of things for a while. I've been doing, yeah, that must be the new lingo, ification.
I'm telling you.
In space, you get hemorrhoidification.
There you go.
It's not just a hemorrhoid up there.
Well, we did have that story where half of the St. Louis Cardinals believe that the Earth is not a spinning ball in space, for which I'm at least claiming partial credit. So we could call that the flat earthification of the MLB. Why not? Flat earthification. We can edification for all sorts of things.
I wonder if the chili peppers had anything to do with this ification.
Probably.
Oh no, they just had the ication. They didn't do the ification.
Californification. Now, Walt, I saw you drop an old story in the Space Lettuce.
Sorry, I'm trying to dig up that CD from the 90s that I had, and apparently they buried it because I can't find it. I don't see a cover for it. I don't see anything talking about it. So apparently it's one of the albums that the solar system isn't proud of. They must have taken it off Spotify. I don't know. Sorry, what were you asking me?
About that old story that you put in there from like 2017?
Which one? Because I could have done that on purpose or by mistake.
Well, it's the NFL players, weird athlete beliefs, the one about the mermaids and the dinosaurs.
Right. Well, the thing about that was we had just talked about your friends there in Missouri that are now listening to the show. No, I'm kidding. They may be. Hi, team, if they are. But no, this came from a story that's probably about 4 up from there, maybe 5 up from there. Yeah, there was a boy, 12 years old, hiking with his father in Alberta, Canada. Hello, Alan. I know you're not close to Alberta, but you're there in Canada, right? You know everybody in Canada, right? Anyway, apparently he stumbled upon a dinosaur skeleton, like you do, because they're everywhere. You know, and they've been around forever, right? Millions and billions of years. Unfortunately, if you look at those other 3 stories, including that one, turns out a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people think it's bullshit. A lot of people look at the fact that dinosaurs weren't discovered until the 1800s. No history of it ever in any historical records up until the time they needed them to work for evolution. Call it a coinky-dinky. But American tycoons created the dinosaurs. And there's a story that I will include, I guess, as a link here in a second for you guys. But basically, that just kind of was continuing this theme of the fact that not everybody is believing the stories that we've been given about our big bird friends, including some athletes there from that story in 2017. Just kind of a roundhouse of fake dinosaur-y stuff, sir. Did I explain that well at all? Or did I just ramble a lot? I think I rambled.
No, I think it was good. I just thought it was strange that the story about William Hayes saying he doesn't believe that dinosaurs really existed, but is absolutely convinced that mermaids do, was from 2016.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Right? There were several dinosaur stories in there. How American tycoons created the dinosaur. And the story of dinosaurs is also the story of capitalism. And there's the boy that discovered it. And then there's the one from 2016 about football players that don't believe in dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur kind of day.
The first dinosaur bone found the year after the theory of dinosaurs came about.
Some would call that incredibly coincidental, Zachary. Others would just call it science.
So they built all these buildings, these giant pyramids, these structures all over the earth. And nobody found a dinosaur bone until after dinosaurs were thought of. Or did they find bones and just throw them away and say, this is not a human bone or any animal I've ever seen, but we're just gonna, who cares? Because they were just dumb savages back then, right?
Right.
Come on. I ain't buying it. Not buying it.
Nope, neither am I.
Now dragons, that's a different story. I'm not saying that there aren't big reptiles, you know, like huge reptiles. I mean, I'm sure there's things down in the ocean that are just enormous. I was watching this. I've learned to turn off the audio. It's okay to watch the History Channel documentaries and like this, all that kind of stuff where they go into the ocean. I mean, as soon as I turned it on, I was like, okay, this should be a good one. They're going deep underwater. I love watching the underwater submersibles and the stuff they find down there. But the monologue just kills it. It starts off showing the globe, the Earth, the planet was formed 4.5 billion years ago. And as soon as I hear that, it's like, nope, does not compute. So I've learned to just turn the audio off and just look at the pretty pictures. And, you know, come up with my own ideas of what I'm seeing and not being told what I'm seeing. You know how I'm trying to take one from Martin's book, kind of, and go out and just look and don't take their narrative at all. Look at the pictures, take what we know, and say, is that picture right from what they're telling us? Does it look like it's, you know, the way they say it is? Yeah, it's interesting. It's a new way to, I don't know, I'm trying to change things up. I'm getting in a, I don't know. There's nothing that has my attention so much that I want to research, you know, deep in depth and dig in. And then share with everybody. It's just not, I don't know. It's weird.
I'm the same way.
Maybe the planets just aren't in the right spots right now. I'm just not getting, I don't know.
Well, I don't feel like I
Oh
can
no, things are all
prove
out of
truth.
sync. Sorry, go ahead, Zach. I mean, Josh.
I was just going to say it's hard for me to even have that conversation because it's hard for me to say that anything is truth. These are the facts, and this is why you need to listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to those crazy guys on YouTube, on TFR, because they don't know what the truth is. I know what the truth is, and if they're not saying the things that I think, then by God, don't you listen to them, because they're not real truthers. I just don't have that sort of confidence in much of anything other than my own personal thoughts and feelings. That I know to be true. That's about the only thing I can prove to be true is that which is mine to own. So take that for what it's worth. Now, there was a story that I saw that I thought was pretty relevant because there's some information that we revealed here on this show that was news to me before. And that was this large bipedal robot that they keep up there on the ISS. Like we'd seen the little floaty ball that they put around with the cameras and help them troubleshoot stuff and things like that. But I hadn't heard about this large bipedal robot walking around up on the ISS, right? I've never seen video of this thing. But
Whoa, what?
Yeah. So apparently they've been talking to this giant Russian robot. So this fellow named Anthony Cuthbarton out of the Independent.co.uk says that the Russian space robot was removed from Twitter after accusing human cosmonauts of being drunk in space. Drunk in space, it said. So the Russian-built humanoid robot that flew to the International Space Station has been removed from Twitter after insulting former cosmonauts and accusing them of drinking in space. The space robot, Fedor, Final Experiment Demonstration Object Research, served aboard the ISS for 10 days in August, but was sent back to Earth after it proved incapable of performing a spacewalk. Prior to its mission to the space station, former Russian Deputy Prime Minister Dmitry Rogozin shared videos of Fedor appearing to show it driving a car, lifting weights, and shooting guns. The life-sized robot, who is officially known as Skybot F850, had an active social media presence but was abruptly removed following a barrage of tweets aimed at former cosmonauts Maxim Suvarev and Alexander Samakhayev, who now serve as lawmakers. Robots unlike the two cosmonauts, are not susceptible to weaknesses. Do not violate the dry law at orbital station and do not speak nonsense. They do not speak nonsense, they said. The same one that accused the cosmonauts of being drunk. Anyway, I'll drop that story in chat. You guys stick around for the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks coming up right after this.
Extendivite is more than just a heart tonic. Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Do you want to lose weight but have no idea where to begin? The Fast Start Diet, a 3-day weight loss plan, is the answer. 3 days of nutritionally balanced, calorie-restricted meals delivered right to your door. No shopping, no measuring, and no cooking. Everything is prepared for you and ready to eat at home or on the go. The Fast Start Diet has all the amazing benefits of intermittent fasting without starving. We've helped thousands of people who have struggled to reach their weight loss goals. Isn't it time we helped you? With the Fast Start Diet, you'll lose weight and feel great.
Find us on Amazon or go to faststartdiet.com and use promo code POWER to get $10 off your first box. As a special bonus, we will include our #1 rated Lipo3 appetite suppressant spray free with your order. Whatever your diet plans are, start with us at faststartdiet.com and use promo code POWER.
Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death. This is Uncle Walt from the Ironworks. Josh, Corey, and I have chosen to look at life with no fear. No fear of the unknown. No fear of questions about the supposedly well-known. No fear of ridicule for thinking outside the familiar fool's lines. No fear of the boot on the neck of those refusing the party line. No fear of taking on those so convinced of their beliefs they would sooner drink the Kool-Aid than believe they've been fools made. In this world filled with me too, cattle think, can truth's protective layers be peeled back to show the tender, juicy pink? Are we all just grist for the mill? Souls sold against our will, or is that just how it feels? When you're filled to the rim with trivialities so fear-filled and grim, break clear of the fear, right here, Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 a.m. on TFR. Josh and I and you will hammer out the impurities of technology-driven groupthink, fold in a dash of logic, and quench it all with a bit of absurdity. The Ironworks. Break clear of the fear.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires, in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way, we are the way, we are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Wake up!
The iron you need to get what you want.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right now.
I hear you, Josh.
At least it's Friday.
Was it about 11 hours?
Give or take.
And it'll all be over?
Well, I mean,
your weekend will have officially started.
Yeah. Shout
so
out
what's
to
going
Katie.
on with the house? Anything, everything still rolling?
Well, reasonably well. Because it was all being done on the wife's credit. There was really no need for me to provide any paperwork. Until I guess our loan officer realized that because we got married last year and filed taxes together, that now he does need some information from me, so I got to track down W-2s from 2018 and 2019, which probably packed up, probably already at her folks, because we already started taking stuff out of the house. So she's going to go over there today and try to find them. Otherwise, I'm going to be calling around at lunch today to try to contact my former employer to try to get the W-2 sent out. And actually, 2018 was kind of a wonky year because I was still working in the kitchens. So there's actually 2 or 3 W-2s out there that I need to grab. So, I don't know. Beyond that, it's going to be hopefully still at 45 days at the very latest. But I still think we can get it earlier, especially if I can get those W-2s in. So we shall see. Otherwise, the appraisal was done day before yesterday. So we're still waiting to hear back how it appraised versus what we offered for it. But slowly but surely becoming more and more excited. Feeling better about it. Just in not being what we wanted, and then the circumstances with which we're leaving here just made everything a little bit more bitter than sweet. But it's sweetening up.
Awesome.
Shout out to Ispy Nasalies. They're in chat.
Man, you beat me to it. I was waiting for you to take a pause so I could say hi to Ispy. What's up, Ispy? Miss you, girl. Come hang out with us.
We're gonna, yeah, she's probably working on break right now. We're gonna have to get you when you're not, well, that sucks, not feeling good. Or on a vacation, maybe. I know, you gotta make those life credits. We'll get you back on here for a whole show, though. Never a boring show.
Oh man, have you been paying attention to the phone line? I surely haven't.
I've got it here. I've not seen anything pop up.
Okay, good, because I had not scrolled over to it for a while. I'm actually limited. Is that a word?
Sure.
That's not a word.
It might as well be.
It's
Why
a
the fuck
fucking
not?
word. Get up. No, my computers are both running right now, so I'm kind of doing things differently. It's a little confusing, so I had not kept my eye on the phone lines. Thank you for doing it, sir.
Yeah, once my
Robert Page asks, go ahead.
Nope, you go right ahead. I got nothing.
I was just going to say he asked an interesting question. Meditation. Anybody? There's so many different ways to meditate. You don't have to just sit there and, or you don't have to close your eyes, really. I meditate when I'm out there, like in the river. I was doing it yesterday. I'd pick up a scoop. I was finding all kinds of these little small amethysts, and I mean the whole riverbed is just full of broken crystal shards. It's gorgeous. When you get down to the real fine nitty gritty, it looks like a rainbow on the pan, all the different colors that pop out. And I'm finding a couple big ones, but I'll get my thing, and I was like, at first I was making it work, do it fast, just concentrate on what you're doing. Look at this. Don't pay attention to anything else. And I looked up and I kept missing animals that were there. And then I'd catch them as they were flying off or whatnot, or scampering away. And it just dawned on me, hey, I don't need to be doing it like this. This doesn't need to be a work thing. I can still get the same amount done. But when I'm doing this part, just shaking it, I tell myself, look up every time. Look around. This is gorgeous where you're standing. Take that in every time. Make it an enjoyable, no matter where you are. I mean, I know it's hard when you're in a factory or something like that, or this or that. But if you can, find that spot that you can just look at and meditate. Just let everything else go away.
I don't know. I guess my way of looking at it's a little different than that. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying, but I think of that more as flow. When now that I have a word for it, I never really knew what to call it because I just knew it happened, especially when I'm playing guitar. And I just let go and just let things happen rather than try to think about a song I'm learning or some riffs I'm writing or some scale I'm practicing, and just letting things flow. And when James True, speaking of, we need to get James on. We hadn't had him on in a minute. Anyway, James talked about the flow and the prana that it brings in. And so to me, that speaks more to what you're talking about. To me, and again, this is just me, but I always thought of meditation more as exactly that thing that you said it wasn't, is that place, sitting down, getting away, quieting the mind, quieting the chattering monkey that won't ever shut up. It's almost like prayer is talking to God. Meditation is listening for the answer.
I can't do that.
It's not, dude, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would fucking do it. We'd all be chill as fuck. That's
I can
why it's not
meditate
easy.
best.
That's why society's what it is it's got that chattering monkey going all the fucking time instead of quieting itself to listen for that still small voice. But again, everybody's got their different.
Yeah, when I'm doing manual labor
and energy, to me.
When I'm doing manual labor where I don't have to think about it and can think about something, 17 years of factory work. It was a lot of repetitive stuff where you just sit there and do the same thing over and over and over again. I get that muscle memory and all that stuff, even where I'm checking things and my eyes are looking at things to make sure things are right, but it's still doing it, without me thinking about it. It was just automatic. It wasn't just my muscle memory. Like my eyes were doing things.
It's almost like roboticness, like you just take over. It takes over. Yeah. It's the same thing, working in a refinery, working in...
when I get in that mode, that's when I have my deepest thoughts. That's where I can go places in my brain. That's where I wrote my best songs.
Exactly. Some people are better when they're on the throne, when they're on their space toilet. I get that. I know. It's just, to me, it's more that, the flow thing happens in a physical place. And not even physical, even when you're like doing something on the computer, if you're into it. When you lose track of all that extraneous crap, well, I guess that is meditation. Hell, shut up, Walter. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why I said there's so many different ways. It's not, I didn't say it's not sitting there. It's not just sitting there, though. Maybe I did say that. But yeah, it's you don't have to just sit there and try to not focus on anything. It's hard to do. It's best for me to occupy all my other senses, and have them doing something that they're just doing automatically. It's just reflex.
That may also speak to people's different things, because you always struck me as a very physical person, out in the woods, out doing things, physically, doing stuff. Me being a singer, literally since I got here and before I got here, but that's a whole other show. Yeah, singing, the voice thing, like you said, no, it's not sitting around doing kind of works for me. And then when I got into the hemisync thing, the Robert Monroe from the Robert Monroe Institute, part of their thing is a vocalization that hits harmonies that resonate with each of your chakra areas. And you literally like play around with the frequency until you feel it hit that spot of your chakra, and it just blooms. I don't know. It's just a sound thing again, but that's who I am. I'm a very sound frequency, vibrationally oriented being. So that's what gets me to those places. You're a physical, worky, out in the woods doing things, which I like all that too. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't put me in the flow like vocalization. Yeah. Vocalization puts me in that place.
Yeah. Lucas in chat, LC King, he says, yeah, he does that flow in the garden. Like when he's raking, it's just, something that his body, he could do it without his mind. He knows, he's done it so many times that I'm raking this over here and I'm going to rake all this stuff over to this side. Doesn't take a whole lot of thought. So when he's doing that, that's when he can like really start focusing with everything else gone. It's like clear in the field. They say the best golfers do it. They look at the golf, at the flag in the hole and the green, and that's all they see. They don't see the trees. They don't see the people standing there. They don't see the bunkers. They don't see any of that stuff. All they see is that flag, that hole, and that green. And it's like, you got to be able to do things consistently, and not let emotion get involved and let your body just do what it's going to do. You kind of almost have to be able to do that. But yeah, I totally get what he's talking about. That's my favorite time, is to be out in the garden and just, doing what I do, but my brain is.
Well, I think the key to all of this and the secret to what is going on in the world is just that, is finding your thing that takes you away from all the fucking chatter and the media driven crap and the electromagnetic frequencies and the fucking educational bullshit and all of it that tries its best to keep you from reconnecting with what you really are, a human being in a world that's natural. You're natural. That's where you should be, vibrating in that way. And anytime you find that vibe, either through vocalization, work, art, writing, whatever your thing is, that's when all that other shit goes away, because all that other shit is just that. It's shit. It's just crap that's trying to keep you distracted from what you really are here for. It's certainly not to buy more plastic fucking crap. Sorry, Walt rant. I'll stop.
I see Tarmo back in chat. I just want to let Tarmo know we got your email. And we really would like to have you come on and express your truth. We are here Tuesdays and Friday mornings at this time. Any Tuesday or Friday you want to come on and present your truth. We would love to hear it. We're not going to attack. We're not going to belittle or make fun. I'm just curious to hear what your truth is. So you've got the email address. Just shoot us an email. Let us know when. Any Tuesday, any Friday. 10 a.m. to noon GMT time. We would love to have you on. Get to know you a little better and say howdy.
And if by chance your presentation that you talked about earlier is more of a visual area, then we certainly have a YouTube show where we actually do present videos and things like that. We're simulcasting our radio show right now on YouTube, but we try to stay away from visuals because, it's radio. But on the afternoons, in fact, in about 11 hours, is that right? So somewhere like that, we'll be doing a visual show. So come hang out with us there as well, or instead, or however works for you, sir.
Awesome. Says we won't be able to mock it because once we see it, our life will change. Visual and commentary is all he needs. So it might be that our have no sphere.
Have no sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Have no sphere it is, then absolutely.
Which is Friday nights from 11 p.m. GMT till whenever. Usually 2 a.m. or something like that. Usually
Something
when we try to roll out. But it just
to 4 a.m. sometimes. Those are those James True shows. Yeah, we got to get James.
Those will say those are some classics. We need that. We need that soon. Definitely. He's been on my mind a lot lately, so apparently it's time to get him back around.
Well, I think he just finished up the final draft, his final edit on his latest book. So he's back doing his dojo live streams and things like that. I know he's been really busy over there in the editing process.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him next weekend again. Okay. Share some of that energy with him.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So Tarmo is in Estonia. So have no fear may not be the best. What we could do, though, I suppose.
What time frame are you in, sir? That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I'm assuming here. I should not be saying, sir.
That's probably right, not too far from the GMT time, so that is pretty late in the day. We might be able to arrange a special Ironworx program where we present some visuals. It may not be the best presentation over there on TFRlive.com where there are no visuals to be seen, but everybody else to which we are broadcasting should be able to see them.
And if they're, tech savvy, they can multi-stream us like we're doing. I'm
Or
looking
we
at us on the TFRs and on the YouTubers and on the Facebookers.
What were you saying, Zach?
Nah, I was thinking stupid thoughts. I was saying maybe we could get up early on a non-Tuesday or Friday, but that would still only give them a certain amount of time. I was thinking put something together and then maybe just show it on our channel.
Well, we have done pre-recorded things in the past. I know John Savage and I put together a nice little video presentation of... Sorry, I couldn't even finish it.
Oh, we got Janine Barcelo. We've got all kinds of interviews that we've not done live that...
Right. Well, that is here, and we truly did. No, I was just messing with Zach because John and I spent like a week and a half, 2 weeks, or John and I and Adam to put together this video presentation on impossible moon phases. I strapped a camera on my head. I've got a ball and a stick, the whole 9 yards. And then Zach just pulls out a marshmallow. Stay puff. You rock, brother.
That was funny. I was in Florida.
I was going to say, you were on the road, I know, but I couldn't remember where you were. Yeah, that was awesome.
And we could, I suppose, just do it a whole separate thing and just, it doesn't have to be live. We could record it and put it up as a separate video or try to rebroadcast it on a Friday or a...
Maybe have him hang out with us on a Wednesday and record that. John always wants to do that. John would be excited.
Yeah. Still running that time issue.
It's going to be late for him over there. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, then we'll just have to do it after, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Because if John's there, John can record.
Right.
So they can kick off pretty much any time. Don't need me there. I don't need to be there immediately. Thermo says time is no issue. He can wake up. Well, here's what it is. We have 3 shows, 2 in the morning and 1 in the evening throughout the week. You are more than welcome to come at your convenience, whenever you would like.
You. Exactly. Exactly.
And if none of those work, we will do something pre-recorded. It really doesn't matter. It's all these different interesting stories and different points of view that I'm real curious about. Because hell, if we're just sitting here wasting our time, not talking about those truths, then let's do it. Let's change my life. Show me something new. Show me something different. Tarmo says pre-recorded
we have to
might
get
be the way.
Rob there because I'm sorry.
I just said Tarmo might be the pre-record is going to be the way to go, I think. And that might be the way. That way, whatever's most convenient.
I was going to say we need to get Rob there because that was one of Rob's more repeated complaints is after Flat Earth, he was still trying to find something to break his mind, to wow him. So this could be it. I thought Mudflood did pretty good. So shout out, Martin, if you're even out.
No forest on Flat Earth. I thought
that was
a
also
good one.
a nice one. A very nice one, yes.
The big trees of old that we find remnants of. I have them laying probably about 70 yards from where I'm sitting right now. It's bark. It's tree bark that's been calcified or petrified. It happens to everything that is in running spring water if it has the minerals in it. It even happens to human bodies. There are roots on trees that are living that the root is a rock. It's calcified. It's got minerals all in it, and it doesn't take billions and billions and billions of years. No, it's not like that. This stuff happens a lot more rapidly.
Well, there were 2 ahas for me during that. One was, of course, Devil's Tower, because if they put it in the middle of a movie about aliens, then it probably is something important for us to pay attention to in a way they didn't intend us to pay attention to it. Rather than it being a calling card for the little gray man, it could be a big tree stump. And looking at cells and the way the stones form, interesting. The one that sealed it for me, though, was the video that talked about all of these huge plateau places with these amazing waterfalls and not enough rainfall nor some water source to feed those waterfalls. There's really no reason for those waterfalls to exist on these high plateaus unless it's part of the old root system drawing water up through the stump of this tree and it coming out as waterfalls. That one kind of went like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that now.
Okay, Arwen says everybody has to see the Geo Shifter video on space debris. I just dropped it in chat. I think it's a music video. He says it's hilarious. It's going to be around forever for sure.
Awesome.
So everybody check that one out. Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect song for today, seeing as we had a collision over our head probably just a few hours ago, according to, I don't know where the story is now.
Well, it didn't cause a massive chain reaction, destroying all the communications on Earth. So maybe they didn't.
Because we're here. And that's how it works, right? We're all on satellites right now talking to each other, right? That's what it is. We're following around the Earth talking. I don't know. It's some kind of something sciencey. I don't get it.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Marco, who was considering calling in. But as it stands, we've only got about 60 seconds left before the show ends. So.
Yep. So call us Tuesday, Marco.
That's right. Tuesday would be
ideal.
And
thank you for hanging out with us today there, Tarmo. And, oh man, I've lost the name because, my brain doesn't work early in the morning.
It's up there somewhere.
It's up there. I'm scanning to our buddy. Tisno, was that it?
Tismer, maybe? I forget.
Something. Anyway, you too, buddy. But truly, y'all, thank y'all. It was an amazing morning.
Love y'all.
It felt new again. Thank y'all.
It is nice to have some resistance every once in a while. As much as I love our Iron Scouts, it's nice to get somebody new in here that doesn't quite agree with what we're doing.
Pokes and prods a bit, right?
Yeah,
thank you again.
I do appreciate
love you. Thank you.
Well, with that, I guess we will see everybody back here this evening for an exciting
Please
episode of
do
Have
come
No
see
Fear.
us this evening.
Let's find out if Brendan Daly's going to be able to show up this evening. I'll be curious, because it's always a good time talking to him. He just seems like one of those real, genuine, laid-back kind of guys that you can just really have a conversation with.
Talk about anything.
Yep. Anyway, this has been the Ironworks. Josh, Walt, and Zach, we love you. Be good, be well, and we will see you right back here next week. Love you. Bye-bye.